Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Senegal Presidential Election Campaign Journal. On Tuesday, 19th March 2024, candidate Amadou Ba held two rallies in Diourbel and Fatick, where he announced his intention to create special funds worth 50 billion of francs CFA to strengthen regional resources and promote balanced growth throughout the country. A report of Sheikh Omar Kamara.
Presidential candidate Amadou Ba led caravans and tour rallies in Diourbel and Fatick on March 19, 2023, unveiling ambitious promises for Senegal's development. At the rally, held in the Sine region, he announced an innovative plan to allocate 50 billion francs CFA as special endowment funds to each region. This initiative aims to strengthen regional resources and promote growth across the country. Each region will be allocated 50 billion francs CFA. The endowment funds are held by the mayors of communes. The equipment funds belongs to the state, but the amount of 50 billion allocated to the regions must be discussed by first determining the needs of each region, and if the parties concerned consult and agree, a contract will be signed. For example, if the government plans to pave roads or wants to help disabled people, this funding will be used to solve that problem. At the meeting held in Diourbel, Amadou Ba captivated his audience by unveiling a crucial commitment. If he wins the presidential election in March 2024, he pledges to guarantee that by June 2026, all Senegalese citizens will have uninterrupted access to water and electricity, a promise that, if fulfilled, would transform the lives of many of the country's inhabitants and mark a major turning point in national development. Here in Diourbel, I want us to resolve something within 2 years. I say 2 years. That every Senegalese citizen, wherever they live, has the right to water and electricity. With regard to the Family Security Grants Program, Amadou Ba intends to increase the number of beneficiaries to 500,000 people, but he points out only those aged 65 and not receiving pensions will be concerned.
Due to differences with Senegal President Macky Sall over oil and gas exploration contract, Thierno Alassane Sall resigned from the government and created his own party in 2017. He is a candidate in this presidential election on 24 March 2024. A portrait by Philomentine.
Thierno Alassane Sall, 52, a technocrat and politician who has been one of President Macky Sall's main opponents since 2017, is on the list of 19 candidates for the presidential election in Senegal on March 24, 2024. The political leader who heads the République des Valeurs party advocates transparency in the conduct of public affairs. If we want to bring Senegal out of its crisis and steer it towards development, we need to resolve the institutional problem once and for all. And this is part of my program. I have made a commitment that, with me, you will have a president who will respect the separation of powers. Thierno Alassane Sall has solid political experience, having been a member of the steering committee of Senegal's ruling Alliance pour la République party and national coordinator of the party's Convergence des Cadres. His ambition is to position Senegal on the international stage, particularly in the fields of health, international trade and democracy. Senegal needs better health infrastructures. In fact, it's our university that trains Moroccan and Tunisian doctors. As a result, we are going to put in place the health infrastructures needed to improve the health system and make Senegal the clinic of West Africa. Senegal will also be the factory of West Africa as we aim to develop international trade. Finally, Senegal will be a showcase for democracy in West Africa. Being a telecommunication and civil aviation engineer, Thierno Alassane Sall was under President Macky Sall Minister of Infrastructure, Land Transport and Urban Development from October 2012 to July 2014, and Minister of Energy and Renewable Energies from June 2015 to May 2017. He has also held a number of other positions, including General Director of Senegal's Telecommunication and Post Regulatory Authority, Senegal's representative of the Agency for Safety and Air Navigation in Africa and Madagascar, and Civil Aviation Auditor for the International Civil Aviation Organization.
Between 2020 and 2023, Senegal faced unprecedented levels of insecurity linked to political unrest. According to an Africa Metrics survey of voter motivations, 49% of voters were primarily concerned with strengthening national security, a subject of Amadou Ba. Public security has become a priority in Senegal, prompting the government to significantly increase the number of law enforcement officers between 2020 and 2024. According to Africa Metrics, 49% of voters are calling for more public policies focused on national security, including the protection of property, public infrastructure, and individuals.
Il faut qu'on augmente la sécurité.
For the next President of the Republic, I ask for more police presence, more patrols in the city. That's what I want. We need to increase security with the presence of the police, especially late at night.
We expect the next President of the Republic to create more security for the Senegalese people. We need to educate young people so that they don't turn to the violence and so that they can enter the job market. I think that will reduce violence in the country because if they don't have work, they can start attacking, robbing banks and supermarkets, as we have seen in recent months.
For the next President of the Republic, I ask for more police presence, more patrols in the city. That's what I want.
Idrissa Seck, a candidate in the presidential election on 24 March 2024, has included 10 proposals in his program to strengthen public security. These include deploying police and gendarmerie brigades throughout the country, integrating retired law enforcement officers into a local intelligence service, and increasing the number of staff and improving lighting in towns and villages. Senegal has set itself the goal of becoming an emerging country in 2035. To achieve this, the country is advocating for diversification and acceleration of its economic growth. Over the last 5 years, Senegal's economic growth stood at 5.3%, a subject of Amen Ag.
Since 2014, the Senegal Emerging Plan has been the benchmark for Senegal's economic and social policy. As part of the country's path towards emergence by 2035, the country is refining this vision through priority action plans. But since 2019, the Senegal Emerging Plan has been implemented in a particular context marked by the COVID-19 pandemic. The Russo-Ukrainian conflict with its consequences on many parts of the global economy, not to mention growing insecurity. Despite a difficult global economic climate, the fundamentals of the Senegalese economy remain solid. They are among the most dynamic in sub-Saharan Africa, with a growth rate of around 6% since the implementation of the PES in 2014, which was just held back by COVID-19. The report on the implementation of the Senegal Emerging Plan's flagship projects and reforms between 2014 and 2018 shows GDP growth of 6.6% per year and 3% between 2009 and 2013, with 255,000 jobs created in the private sector and 44,000 in the public sector. Exports of goods between 2014 and 2018 grew by 28.4%. These priority action plans also offer a privileged framework for investment partnerships with the private sector. The latest PAP3 2024-2028 places particular emphasis on economic diversification. We must therefore continue to invest in other sectors, in particular renewable energies, where Senegal today stands at 31 or 32%, which is a performance, and we are committed to reaching 40% renewable energies by 2030 with an investment of around $2.5 billion. Over the period of 2014-2023, the Senegal Emerging Plan has raised national economic growth to 5.3%. From 4 to 2014, the driving sectors have risen to 7 in 2023, namely mining, quarrying, financial services, construction, electricity and gas production and distribution, specialized scientific and technical activities, agriculture, and chemical manufacturing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the end of this edition of your campaign diary. We thank you and look forward to seeing you soon on Africa 24.